opportunity. Very few decent straights and an awful lot of single-line, twisty-turny racetrack stuff. Well, we're behind Nick Tandy. He's the car in the distance. 2.5 or 2.1 seconds in front of us now. Blake Molen with our cameraman Jan Seifert all over the back of your own Blake Molen again. Now, this is the back straight. So the pit's over to your right as you sit here. It's a six-gear approach, 227 kilometers an hour. 100 Ks here, 60 miles an hour, third gear. Minimum speed through this corner, starting to climb over the brow, feathering the throttle through this fourth gear, turn 21. And again, Blake Molen's car just drifts offline. He's not got the grip. The setup is not what he needed. And Jan Seifert just drove by as though Blake Molen had let him go. And now I wonder if Blake Molen had let him go. I'm not sure that he gives up places that easily, your own Blake Molen. He certainly didn't slam the door in any way. René Rast comes across the line. 3 to go as he leaves this Porsche Supercup race. Season opener in Bahrain. Red car is Stefan Rosina in second. Nick Tandy, the rookie, in third. Replay here of that pass for fourth place, which is now held by the car we're looking at, Jan Seifert. Straight up the inside, but the bobble from Blake Molen's car perhaps told us that what we think we spotted earlier was correct, that Blake Molen is having trouble hanging on to this car in these corners. Now then, a little further back. Is this Rosina Zampeggi in trouble, dropping down the order again? And coming by him, trying to figure out who that is. Is that Christian Engelhardt? In that case, Rosina's gone a long way down the order. It is Engelhardt. Engelhardt's made very good progress, qualified 16th. Is that now? Oh, it is Zampeggi, sorry, not Rosina. I said Zampeggi before, didn't I? Once of 3 misnamings. Yes, there you can see in front, Sasha Massen's gone by him, so Zampeggi's car is dropping backwards as well. Not looking that strong for Lechner Racing. If René Rast, I'm not sure what he's got on his car in terms of setup, but all the others need to find out and get it on theirs, because Rast's teammates, or quasi-teammates, he's an Al Faisal Lechner Racing car. Stefan Rosina in third for the Lechner Racing team, also going well. So he can tell his teammate Alessandro Zampeggi a decent setup. And René Rast, the race leader, he can certainly give a decent setup to your own Blake Molen. The number 2 Conrad Motorsport car, Siso Cunil, the 19-year-old Spaniard, rubs wheels, and pretty excessively there, you'd have to say, with Tim Bridgman. Bridgman, 24-year-old from Stansted in Essex. But, came out on top of that one. There he is. So Rast, Rosina, Tandy, your podium. Seifert running away from Blake Molen. Wonder how close Sean Edwards is. We're not seeing that at all. Sasha Massen and Christian Engelhardt now all up into the top 8. And Sebastian Blake Molen battling with Duncan Heisman. 2 Dutch drivers, wheel to wheel. Oh, and Heisman using the run around the outside just to cling on there. But the battle continues. Heisman really under pressure here. Closing stages of the opening Porsche Supercup race. Great battle here. You can see Sebastian Blake Molen, the white car with the black highlights, ahead of the black car of Patrick Heisman. And a huge lockup right behind from William Langhorne, the American driver. He got right into the back of Heisman, almost literally there, just didn't quite make contact, managed to get the car stopped in time, or locked up and overshot in time. And 1 lap remaining after this. Well, René Rast, the pole sitter, still leading. He's never won from pole here in Bahrain, but it looks as though he is going to right that wrong. Leading from Stefan Rosina. Nick Tandy under pressure, though, for the final podium spot from Jan Seyfarth. Now, Seyfarth, who qualified only 6th, Tandy was 2nd on the grid. Tandy will be very disappointed if he can't hang on here. Lost a couple of spots early on. Oh, and look at Tandy's Conrad car. The tail is stepping out. Seyfarth looking to the inside, and this is where he managed to pick up a place earlier. Couldn't quite guarantee the overlap. Tandy runs off into the dirt, and that might be all Seyfarth needs. It is. He's got alongside, and surely now he's going to be able to make the place. He's got the inside run all the way down the hill here, hitting the limiter in 6th gear just before they get onto the brakes as he turns into turn 23 and onto the front straight. And he's taken 3rd place away. He's caught Nick Tandy very quickly indeed. There's no question at all that René Rast and Jan Seyfarth going very quickly indeed for this Veltins MRS racing team. Well, now, Norbert Siedler, then, it must be, who vanished earlier on. Oh, and Nick Tandy gets right into the back of Jan Seyfarth, who came to an absolute grinding halt in the first corner at the beginning of the last lap. In the background is the reigning champion, Jeroen Bleekemolen. Then behind him, up to 6th position now, is Christian Engelhardt, the white car with the grey stripe. And I think, is that Sascha Maassen just getting in front of Sean Edwards? Looks like it might be. 18 and 19, anybody on a flat screen 42-inch telly? Sascha Maassen is the 18 car, and 19 is Sean Edwards, and Edwards was in front, and Sascha is now in front. Well, certainly no disgrace to be outraced by Sascha Maassen in a Porsche. He's driven almost nothing but 911s apart from the Porsche Spider in American Le Mans Series racing for years and years. Hugely experienced Porsche 911 driver. And he's probably got more miles in a 911 variant than I would think anybody in the paddock, including Patrick Heisman. Now, I think the oldest of the long-term Porsche factory drivers, and hugely experienced, and he seems to have something on this last lap to show the car of Christian Engelhardt. Meanwhile, René Rast leads, Stefan Rosina closing in on the last lap. I think Rast perhaps just taking it a little easier. 3rd place and pulling away fast is Jan Seyfarth. Then the turquoise car of Nick Tandy in 4th. Then Bleekemolen in 5th. Then the battle for 6th. Well, Engelhardt's going to hang on to this surely, unless we see some magic from Sascha Maassen for 6th position. Qualified 10th. Had a bit of a rumbustious start, Maassen, but has raced strongly since then. Nick Tandy outside front row starting position. He'll end up, well, certainly no worse than 4th here. But as they come down into the braking area for corner 23, the last time, little tail happy René Rast as the car turns in. The Al Faisal Lechner racing team are going to win here in Bahrain. Checkered flag waving furiously already as Rast comes into sight. He claims victory number 1 of the season, his first ever race win here in Bahrain from his 3rd pole. Stefan Rosina 2nd, Jan Seyfarth completes the podium. Great 4th place for Nick Tandy ahead of Bleekemolen. Then coming in behind him, Engelhardt, Maassen, Sean Edwards in, 8th position. And just clinging on there, Alessandro Zampedri ahead of Robert Lucas, 10th and 11th they are. So I think 9th then for Sean Edwards.